If you watched the last video, you may have started to realize something a little scary. Your kidneys are not always damaged by the bad foods, not just fried food, not just salty food, not just fast food. Sometimes your kidneys can become weaker because of choices that look healthy on the outside. Foods you may be eating every single day. And if you are over 60, this is especially important. Maybe you wake up at night to urinate. Maybe your ankles are a little swollen by the end of the day. Maybe you feel tired even after a full night of sleep. Maybe your urine looks foamy. Maybe your blood pressure is harder to control. Or maybe your doctor once told you that your kidney numbers are a little weak. If any of that sounds familiar, please listen closely. Because today we are not going to talk about the foods you should avoid. Today, I want to show you 4 common foods that may help your body reduce some of the burden on your kidneys. They may support your body's natural waste removal. They may help calm inflammation. They may support digestion. And they may help your kidneys work a little more comfortably after each meal. These are not miracle foods, but when you choose the right foods in the right way and in the right amount, your daily meals can become something that supports your kidneys. Instead of slowly wearing them down, and watch carefully, because these 4 foods are easy to find. They are familiar. They are not expensive, but many people use them the wrong way. We will start with number 4. Then we will work our way up to number 1. The best food on today's list to support detox, waste removal, and better kidney care after 60. Number 4 is yogurt. The first food on today's list is something many American families already have in the refrigerator. Yogurt. Maybe you eat it in the morning. Maybe you have it with fruit. Or maybe you use it as a light snack when you do not want a heavy meal. But here is what many people over 60 do not realize. Yogurt is not just good for your gut. If you choose the right kind, it can also be a smart food for supporting your kidneys. Think of your body like an older house that is still working every day. Your gut is a little like the kitchen trash can. If that trash can gets too full, starts to smell, or does not get cleaned out often enough, the whole house feels it. Your body works in a similar way. When your digestion is not working well, more waste products may stay in circulation. And when your blood has more waste for the body to process, your kidneys may have to work harder. That is why yogurt is worth talking about. Yogurt, especially yogurt with live and active cultures, contains probiotics. Those are the friendly bacteria that support a healthier gut. When your gut works more smoothly, your body may handle food better, digestion may feel easier, and your natural filtering systems may carry a lighter load. There is an old saying that fits here. When the belly is calm, the whole body feels calmer, and after 60, that can be very true. As we get older, digestion is not always as quick as it used to be. Some people eat one heavy meal and feel bloated all day. Some deal with constipation again and again. Some feel sluggish after eating, heavy, foggy, drained. At first, that may sound like only a digestion problem, but inside the body, everything is connected. The gut, the liver, the kidneys, the heart, and blood vessels. None of them works alone. Yogurt also provides protein, calcium, vitamin B12, and other important nutrients. Protein helps maintain muscle, which is very important as you get older. Vitamin B12 supports energy and healthy red blood cells. Calcium supports your bones. And after 60, both your bones and your kidneys deserve more attention. But this is the part I really want you to hear. Not all yogurt is the same. You can pick up a strawberry, peach, or vanilla yogurt at the grocery store, and the front of the container may look very healthy. Low fat, fruit flavor, healthy snack. But when you turn it around and read the label, you may find a lot of added sugar. Some yogurts are closer to dessert than health food. And for someone with diabetes, pre-diabetes, high blood pressure, or weak kidneys, that added sugar is not a small thing. High blood sugar over time can damage the tiny blood vessels in the kidneys. And when those tiny blood vessels are damaged, the kidney's ability to filter can slowly decline. So, eating yogurt for kidney health does not mean choosing the sweetest one. It does not mean choosing the one with the most flavor, or the most toppings, or the prettiest label. A better choice is plain unsweetened yogurt, or plain Greek yogurt if it fits your body and your diet. Then you can add a few apple slices, a little cinnamon, or a small amount of berries for natural flavor. Think of it this way. If your yogurt tastes as sweet as ice cream, it may not be a light food for your kidneys anymore. It is like wearing workout clothes while eating cake on the couch. It may look healthy from the outside, but that does not mean it is helping you on the inside. Greek yogurt has one advantage. It is usually higher in protein than regular yogurt. For many older adults, this can be helpful because muscle loss becomes more common after 60. But if you already have chronic kidney disease, or if your doctor has told you to limit protein, potassium, or phosphorus, do not start eating large amounts on your own. Talk with your doctor or a renal dietitian first. This point matters. A food can be helpful for one person, but limited for someone else. So, with yogurt, remember 3 things. First, choose unsweetened or low-sugar yogurt. Second, pay attention to the portion. You do not need a giant bowl. Sometimes half a cup is enough for a light snack. Third, if you are following a kidney diet, check the potassium, phosphorus, and protein in the yogurt you choose. Yogurt is not magic, but when you choose it wisely, it can be gentle, easy to digest, supportive for the gut, and helpful for keeping the body more balanced. And that is why yogurt comes in at number 4. But the next food is even simpler. No complicated cooking, no fancy recipe. You can hold it in your hand, put it in your bag, eat it in the morning or after lunch. It is a fruit that almost every American family has had on the kitchen counter at some point. Number 3 is apples. Yes, apples. That may sound too ordinary. Apples are not some expensive superfood. They are not marketed like a detox juice. They do not have a bold, dramatic color like beets. But sometimes the best food for older adults is not the strangest food. It is the simple food, the one you can actually keep eating. Many older Americans grew up hearing the phrase, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away." Of course, that does not mean apples prevent every illness, but it does tell us something. For a long time, apples have been seen as simple, easy, everyday fruit. And when it comes to kidney care, apples have a few things worth noticing. First, apples are relatively low in potassium, phosphorus, and sodium compared with many other foods. That matters because when the kidneys become weaker, the body may not handle minerals as quickly as it once did. Potassium, phosphorus, and sodium can become a problem if they build up too much. They can make the body feel heavier. They can make blood pressure harder to manage, and they can give the kidneys extra work to do. You can imagine your kidneys like a gatekeeper in a neighborhood. When the gatekeeper is young and strong, he checks cars quickly. People come in, people go out, everything keeps moving. But when that gatekeeper gets older and too many cars arrive at once with too many things to check, he gets overwhelmed. Apples are the kind of food that does not crowd the gate too much. An apple also contains fiber, especially a type called pectin. Fiber is like a soft broom in your digestive system. It does not make a lot of noise. It does not feel dramatic like those detox drinks you see online. But quietly, it helps move things along. It supports digestion. It may help support healthier cholesterol. And it can help slow the rise of blood sugar compared with many sweet snacks. For someone over 60, that is valuable because the kidneys are not only affected by salt, they are also affected by blood sugar, blood pressure, chronic inflammation, body weight, and blood vessel health. So, when you choose a snack that supports steadier blood sugar, better digestion, and does not add too much sodium or potassium, you are giving your kidneys an easier meal to handle. Apples also contain antioxidants. These compounds help protect cells from oxidative stress. That is a process that happens as the body slowly rusts over time. Think about an old car left outside for years. If nobody takes care of it, the metal starts to rust, the paint fades, the engine wears down. The human body is similar. Age, inflammation, high blood sugar, high blood pressure, and processed foods can all make the body wear down faster. Apples will not reverse everything overnight, but they are a clean, simple, easy choice you can repeat often. Still, just like with any food, how you eat it matters. Eating a fresh apple is very different from drinking a large glass of apple juice. When you eat a whole apple, you get the fiber. That fiber helps slow down how fast the natural sugar enters your bloodstream. But when you drink apple juice, much of the fiber is removed. The sugar reaches your body faster. And for someone with diabetes, pre-diabetes, or kidney concerns, that difference matters a lot. Here is a simple way to picture it. Eating a whole apple is like walking uphill at a steady pace. Drinking apple juice is like running downhill too fast. Both come from apples, but your body does not handle them the same way. So, if you want to use apples as part of a kidney-friendly meal, choose the whole fruit. You may eat half an apple or one small apple depending on your needs. You can pair it with a little plain yogurt or add a little cinnamon for flavor without adding sugar. One more thing, many older adults peel apples because the skin feels hard to digest or because they worry about pesticides. If you tolerate the skin and wash the apple well, the peel contains fiber and antioxidants. But if your stomach is sensitive, your teeth are weak, or your doctor has told you to avoid the peel for a specific reason, it is fine to peel it. The most important thing is that it fits your body. Picture a 67-year-old woman. In the afternoon, she always craves something sweet, before she would reach for cookies, cake, or bottled fruit juice. Over time, her blood sugar went up, her weight went up, and her doctor started mentioning her kidneys. Then she changed her afternoon snack, a few slices of apple, some plain yogurt, a little cinnamon, nothing fancy, nothing dramatic. But that snack had less added sugar, more fiber. It kept her full longer, and it was easier on her body. That is what realistic kidney care looks like. It is not always one big life change. Sometimes it is simply replacing a sugary snack with a fresh apple. Apples come in at number 3 because they are simple, easy to find, easy to eat, and often gentler than many sweet snacks. They can help you build a better habit one day at a time. But the next food may surprise some people because many people think it is only for vegetarians. Some older adults may even say, "I'm not a vegetarian. Why would I eat that?" But when it comes to kidney support, this food can be a very smart choice. Number 2 is tofu. Yes, tofu. I know for some people, just hearing the word tofu makes them make a face. Some think it tastes bland. Some think it is too soft. Some think it is only for vegetarians and has nothing to do with them. But if you are over 60 and trying to reduce the burden on your kidneys, tofu deserves a second look, because tofu is a plant-based source of protein, and that matters. Your body needs protein. Older adults especially need enough protein to help maintain muscle, repair tissue, support strength, and avoid feeling weaker year after year. But not all protein sources are the same. A large piece of red meat, sausage, bacon, ham, processed meats. These foods may come with saturated fat, salt, preservatives, and extra metabolic burden for the body. Tofu is different. It provides plant-based protein. It is usually easier on digestion. It can be low in sodium if you choose the plain unseasoned kind, and it can be used in many different meals. Here is one way to picture it. Imagine your kidneys are like an older washing machine. If every meal is very salty and full of processed meat, it is like stuffing that washing machine with a huge muddy blanket. The machine may still run, but it has to work hard. A meal with tofu, kidney-friendly vegetables, and lighter seasonings is more like washing a normal load of clothes. Still useful, still satisfying, but much easier on the machine. Tofu will not make your kidneys new again overnight, but it can help make your meals lighter than many heavier protein choices. One reason tofu is often mentioned in kidney-friendly eating is because it may help replace some animal protein in the diet. Many people over 60 do not need to give up meat completely. But if you eat red meat, sausage, bacon, ham, and canned meats every day, your kidneys and blood vessels may feel that pressure over time. Replacing a few meals with tofu can be a gentle step. For example, instead of a big plate of bacon at breakfast, you could try lightly pan-seared tofu with onion, garlic, black pepper, and red bell pepper. Instead of loading a stir-fry with lots of meat, you could use some tofu. Add suitable vegetables and cut back on salt. Instead of eating a heavy dinner, you could make a warm tofu soup that is soft, simple, and easy to digest. Some older folks like to say, "Eat in a way that doesn't make your stomach fight you all night." It sounds funny, but it is true. A heavy dinner can leave you bloated, thirsty, restless, up at night running to the bathroom. A lighter, more balanced meal may help your body feel more comfortable. Tofu also contains certain minerals and plant compounds that may support overall health. It may support heart health when it replaces protein sources that are high in saturated fat. And the heart and kidneys are connected. When the heart pumps blood well, blood vessels stay healthier and blood pressure is better controlled. The kidneys often have less pressure to deal with. But just like yogurt, tofu is not something you should eat endlessly without thinking. If you have chronic kidney disease, your doctor may ask you to control protein, potassium, phosphorus, or other minerals. Some tofu products are made with calcium salts. Different brands can have different nutrition profiles, so read the label. And if you are following a strict kidney diet, ask a professional. What I want you to remember is not eat a lot of tofu. It is use tofu as a smart replacement when it fits your body. The way you cook it matters too. If you deep fry tofu, cover it in salty sauce, and pour on too much soy sauce, it is no longer a light choice for your kidneys. Tofu is best when it is lightly pan-seared, steamed, added to soup, or stir-fried with a small amount of oil. Use natural flavor from garlic, onion, pepper, ginger, lemon, or herbs. Some people say tofu is bland, and yes, by itself it is, but that can be a good thing. Tofu is like a little sponge. It takes on the flavor of the food around it. Cook it with garlic, onion, red bell pepper, a little olive oil, and black pepper, and it can taste much better than you expect. Picture a 70-year-old man. He has eaten steak, bacon, and hamburgers his whole life. His doctor says his blood pressure is high and his kidneys need to be watched. When he hears the word tofu, he laughs and says, "That's not for me." But then his daughter makes tofu pan-seared with garlic, red bell pepper, a little black pepper, and a small serving of rice. He takes a bite and says, "Well, that's not half bad." Sometimes change starts like that. Not by forcing yourself to eat something you hate, but by learning how to prepare a simple food in a way that actually tastes good. Tofu comes in at number 2 because it gives you a softer, flexible, plant-based protein. It can be easier to combine with lighter meals, and it may help reduce your dependence on heavy, salty, processed protein choices. But now we have reached number 1. And this one may surprise people because it is so ordinary. It is not fancy. It is not expensive. You do not need to order it online. But when you use it the right way, it can be one of the most powerful foods for supporting blood sugar, cholesterol, digestion, and a lighter workload for your kidneys. I am talking about beans. Number 1 on today's list is beans, black beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, navy beans, lentils, chickpeas. These are simple foods. They are inexpensive. They are easy to find, and they have been in American kitchens for a very long time. Many people see beans as just a side dish, a little bit in soup, a spoonful in chili, a small serving on the plate. Beans. But the truth is, beans are one of the most valuable foods you can use if you want to build a better diet for your kidneys and your metabolic health after 60. The first reason is fiber. Beans are rich in fiber, and fiber is something many older adults do not get enough of. When your meals are full of white bread, processed meat, sweets, and fast food, but low in suitable vegetables and fiber, your blood sugar may rise faster, your cholesterol may get worse. Digestion may slow down, constipation may become more common, and all of this affects more than your stomach. It also affects your blood vessels, your heart, and your kidneys. The fiber in beans works like a quiet cleaning crew. It moves through the digestive system and helps food move along. It supports steadier blood sugar. It helps you feel full longer, and it may support healthier cholesterol levels. When blood sugar and cholesterol are better controlled, the tiny blood vessels in the kidneys may be better protected over time. Remember this, your kidneys are not just filters. They are filters filled with tiny blood vessels. If high blood sugar damages those vessels, if high blood pressure keeps them under pressure, and if chronic inflammation goes on for years, that filter becomes weaker. Beans can support the body in several ways at once. Fiber, plant-based protein, minerals, antioxidants, and lasting fullness. Half a cup of cooked beans can provide a meaningful amount of plant protein. That protein helps support muscles and overall health. And because beans come with fiber, they often keep you full longer than many refined carbohydrates. In plain words, a small bowl of beans can stick with you better than a handful of snack food. Many older adults say, "I eat, and 2 hours later I'm hungry again." One reason is that the meal may have too little fiber and too many fast-digesting carbs. When you add the right amount of beans, your meal may keep you full longer. Your blood sugar may feel steadier, and you may crave sweets less often. But this is the part we must say clearly. If you have kidney disease, beans need to be used the right way. Beans can contain potassium and phosphorus. For someone with healthy kidneys or someone focused on prevention, beans can be a very good choice in moderate amounts. But for someone with advanced chronic kidney disease, or someone whose doctor has said to limit potassium or phosphorus, eating large amounts of beans every day may not be safe. The key is portion size and preparation. If you use canned beans, choose low sodium or no salt added beans. Then drain the liquid from the can. Rinse the beans well under running water. This can help reduce some of the sodium. And for someone with high blood pressure or kidney concerns, sodium matters. If you cook dried beans, soak them first. Throw away the soaking water, then cook them in fresh water. This may make them easier to digest and may reduce some of the compounds that cause gas. Many people avoid beans because they worry about bloating, and that is understandable. But you do not need to start with a big bowl. Start small. A few spoonfuls in soup, a small serving in salad, a little lentil in a stew. Let your gut get used to it. There is a very practical old saying, "Don't bite off more than you can chew." That applies to beans too. Do not make a huge change in one day. Let your body adjust. Here is a simple example. Instead of eating a dinner made only of red meat, potatoes, and bread, you could reduce the meat portion. Add a small serving of beans. Add cauliflower or red bell pepper. Use garlic, black pepper, and herbs for flavor instead of too much salt. That meal can still feel warm and satisfying. It can still have protein. It can still feel like comfort food, but it has more fiber, less dependence on processed meat, and may be gentler on your body. Beans also contain antioxidants, including polyphenols and flavonoids. These compounds may help the body deal with oxidative stress and inflammation. And chronic inflammation is one of the quiet things that can weaken many organs over time, including the kidneys. Imagine inflammation like a small fire burning inside the walls of a house. You do not see big flames. You do not hear an alarm, but day after day, it weakens the wood, damages the wiring, and wears down the structure. Inflammation in the body can work the same way. It does not always cause pain right away, but it can make the body tired. It can weaken blood vessels, and it can slowly reduce how well organs function. Foods rich in fiber and antioxidants like beans may help the body fight that process better when they are part of a balanced diet. Beans are also affordable, and that matters. Not everyone can buy expensive organic foods. Not everyone can buy superfood powders. Not everyone can afford bottled juices or supplements. But a bag of dry beans, a can of low-sodium beans, or a homemade bowl of bean soup is much closer to real life. Health should not be only for people with a thick wallet. Sometimes, the best food is sitting on the most ordinary shelf in the grocery store. But once again, I want you to hear this clearly. Beans are good, but that does not mean more is always better. If you have kidney disease, if you are watching potassium, phosphorus, creatinine, EGFR, or if your doctor told you to limit certain foods, ask a professional before adding a lot of beans to your diet. Eating for your kidneys means eating smart, not following trends. So, what is a better way to use beans? You can add a small amount of black beans to a salad. You can make lentil soup. You can use mashed chickpeas as a light spread while watching the salt. You can make homemade pinto bean chili with less sodium. Or you can mix a small amount of beans with rice, vegetables, and natural seasonings. Do not turn beans into a salty dish loaded with bacon, sausage, canned sauce, or too much salt. Because at that point, the problem is not the beans. It is everything added to them. Beans come in at number 1 because they are inexpensive, easy to find, rich in fiber, and provide plant-based protein. They may support blood sugar, cholesterol, digestion, and a more balanced meal for older adults when used the right way. They are not glamorous, but they are practical, and after 60, practical matters more than glamorous. So today, we went through four familiar foods that may help make your meals a little easier on your kidneys. Number 4 was yogurt, especially plain unsweetened yogurt, which may support the gut and help the body process food more smoothly. Number 3 was apples, a simple fruit with fiber that is easy to eat and often a better choice than many sugary snacks. Number 2 was tofu, a soft and flexible plant-based protein that may help you cut back on heavier, saltier, processed protein choices. And number 1 was beans, a humble food rich in fiber and plant-based protein that can make your meals more filling and more balanced when used in the right amount. But please remember this: no single food can save your kidneys overnight. Your kidneys are protected by small choices repeated day after day. A meal with a little less salt, a portion that is a little more reasonable, a food with a little more fiber. One time you choose fresh food instead of processed food. One moment when you stop and ask yourself, is this food really right for my body today? After 60, taking care of your kidneys does not mean being afraid of everything on your plate. It means becoming more aware. You do not need to chase loud detox trends. You do not need expensive powders. You do not need to believe that you must change your whole life in one day. Sometimes health begins with very simple things. An apple instead of a cookie. A little plain yogurt instead of a sugary dessert. A meal with tofu instead of processed meat. A small amount of beans in soup, salad, or a family dinner. Small changes, but when you repeat them, your body notices. And if you have kidney disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, rising creatinine, lower e.g., or if your potassium or phosphorus needs to be watched, please talk with your doctor or a renal dietitian before changing your diet. Everybody is different. A food that fits one person may need to be limited for another. What I